First up, BBC Two, quiz time with Nick.
Welcome to the quiz show that demands nothing less than perfection. Behind the screen are 4 contestants who'll be hoping their knowledge is flawless because one single mistake could give the game away. This is perfection. Hello and welcome to the quiz show where only perfect play is good enough. Behind me are the contestants. We call them the usual suspects. They're in our isolation room. In a moment, one of them will be randomly selected to join me here to play perfection. They'll then face a series of true or false statements. For example, if I said Oslo is the capital of Norway, would you say that's true or false? Well, if you'd said true, I can tell you you'd be right. Answering true or false might seem easy, but if the contestant gets a single answer wrong, their opponents, the usual suspects, will be allowed into the game to capitalise on their mistakes. So, you know how the game works. Let's meet the usual suspects.
Hi, I'm Claire. I'm from Manchester and I'm a journalism student. This is my first game.
Hi, I'm Martin. I'm an airline cargo instructor from Hawley and this is my 3rd game.
Hi, I'm Angus. I'm a law student from Aberdeen and this is my 5th game.
Hiya, I'm Mel. I'm a staff nurse from Nottingham and this is my 11th game.
Welcome to you all, and especially to Claire, who's new with us. Journalism student, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
So, you're born suspicious.
Yeah.
And what's going on between Angus and Mel there? Because there's something, isn't there? Some kind of conspiracy or something. Yes.
I think it's just basically we both like being right a bit too much. I think that's the issue.
Yeah, but I'm always right.
Welcome to you all. Best of luck as we now find out which one of you will be randomly picked to play perfection. Martin, it's you. You've been chosen. Please come and play perfection. Martin, welcome to the game. Thank you. It's now you versus the usual suspects. They were your teammates. They're now your enemies. Their job is to stop you from winning the prize fund because your failure will mean the prize money rolls over to the next game where one of them could be sitting here playing for a much bigger total. Every game on perfection is worth £1,000. Here's the good news. Nobody has won the last 4 games, so the prize fund currently stands at £5,000. If you won the £5,000, what would you spend it on?
I'm taking my girlfriend on the Orient Express, so that will go towards
That's very nice.
for lunch.
Very romantic.
I do try.
Yeah.
And I want to move house next year as well, so let's go towards...
Does she know about that?
No.
OK, well, look, good luck. Good luck with winning the money. Good luck with the trip on the Orient Express and the moving house. Here's how the game works. You'll play 3 rounds and a final. Every round that you achieve perfection will make the final easier for you. However, if your performance is anything less than perfect, the usual suspects here will have the chance to step in and steal the round, making the final that much harder. More of that to follow later. Usual suspects, we're going to switch you off for now, so you can't see or hear anything. Cheerio. And away they go. Martin, you can now talk through your answers without giving away any vital knowledge.
OK.
Each round consists of 4 true or false statements. You'll be answering against the clock. You'll only have 45 seconds, and once you've given your answers, your first answer, they'll be locked in. Are you ready?
Yep, let's go.
Good. Let's play perfection. Your 45 seconds starts now. Nigel Hawthorne appeared on the Basil Brush Show.
False.
False. Babylon was an ancient city in Egypt.
True.
True. The fibula is another name for the funny bone.
True.
True. And finally, limey was once a slang term for British sailors.
False.
False. And with more than half your time left, you've answered all 4 statements very positively.
Yeah, I'm quite pleased with those questions, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because you can get some right stinkers on it, can't you?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Right, before we reveal how well you've done, it's time for us to bring back the usual suspects. Don't forget, then they'll be able to hear you. So, usual suspects. These are the 4 statements, and next to them are Martin's answers. Claire, how's he done?
I think he's done pretty well. I would say I might change D, though.
OK. Martin, the moment of truth. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's find out how many you've got correct. Ooh. Now, in terms of perfection, that ain't it.
No.
Which means you've let your enemies, the usual suspects, into the game. Usual suspects, you can steal the round. You can see Martin's answers. You need to change 3 of them. Which 3?
Right.
So I would
Definitely
say
C and D are wrong. I think.
definitely C and D.
Lime,
Yep.
Lime was because they had scurvy, wasn't it?
Yeah,
You took
yeah.
the options of both.
Can we change C from true to false, please?
You can.
And D from false to true, please.
Ideal. And then you need
I
one
don't know
more.
about the other two.
Well, I think Babylon was in Egypt, but I couldn't...
Well, shall we go for A then?
Shall we have a pun? Yeah.
Yeah. We'll change
Yeah.
A from false to true, please, Nick.
A changed from false to true, which leaves B as Martin answered. Usual suspects. Let's find out what the correct answers are. If the statement turns green, it's true. If it turns red, it's false. Nigel Hawthorne appeared on the Basil Brush Show. Is that true or false? Straight away, you find out it is actually false. No, he didn't. He was in Yes Minister and Yes Prime Minister, and one of his co-actors, co-stars, Derek Folds, was Mr. Derek with Basil Brush earlier on in his career. Babylon was an ancient city in Egypt. Is that true or false? It is false. Not Egypt, in actual fact. Mesopotamia, which is translates in modern terms to Iraq. The fibula is another name for the funny bone. True or false? It is, of course, false.
It's in your leg, isn't it?
It is
Yeah.
in your leg.
Precise.
And in actual fact, the funny bone isn't a bone, actually. It's a nerve that wraps around the end of your elbow, which is a different bone altogether. So, limey was once a slang term for British sailors. True or false? Yep, it is absolutely true. It's thought to be because British sailors used lime juice to ward off scurvy. Usual suspects. Had you achieved perfection, you would now have the opportunity to make Martin's chances of winning the prize fund much harder in the final. And here's how. Martin, this is your final board appearing. These 6 blank spaces need to be filled with subject categories. Behind each category will be a true or false statement, and you'll need to answer correctly all 6 to win the prize fund. Here are the final round categories. Starting with classic films ranging through marathons, British history and several in between. Had you achieved perfection, you would now have the opportunity of adding 2 categories of your choice to the board. But because neither side won the round, the 2 categories that were due to be chosen will now be carried over to the next round, meaning that 4 categories will be on offer. Everybody understand?
Yeah.
Good. Usual suspects. It's time to switch you off. We'll see you in round 2. And away they go. Martin, now the usual suspects are gone, what do you think of the categories on offer? Is there anything there that you'd really like to avoid?
Animals, inventions.
Animals and inventions. What do you really fancy?
World Cup. Bit of a football fan. Bit partial to the odd biscuit or two, I must admit.
Well, look, remember, Martin, in order to win the prize fund, you'll need to answer all 6 questions correctly. So winning the next round, where you've got 4 categories on offer, could prove crucial. You ready?
Yep, let's do it, yeah.
Let's play round 2. Your 45 seconds starts now. Warren Beatty was once married to Barbara Streisand.
False.
False. The mashed potato is a type of dance.
True.
True. Facebook has over 400 million members.
True.
True. And finally, the sitcom Phoenix Nights was set in a sports centre.
It was set in false.
False. And with time to spare still, you've answered all 4 statements. Felt good up until the last one.
Yeah, I've seen Phoenix Nights loads of times, I must admit, and I can see him in the building, but I couldn't remember if it's a sports centre or not.
Well, before we reveal exactly how well you've done, it's time for us to bring back the usual suspects. So, usual suspects. These are the 4 statements, and next to them are Martin's answers. Mel, has he achieved perfection?
Yeah, I think he has, or if he... and he's not far off it. I think C, I'm just worried about C, because 400 million's a lot of people.
OK, Martin, the moment of truth. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's find out how many are right.
Whoa.
Congratulations, Martin. You have achieved perfection. That's the way to play the game. Let's have a look at those answers. Warren Beatty was once married to Barbara Streisand. True or false? We now know that is, of course, false. Married once, apparently, to Annette Bening.
That's right, yeah.
The mashed potato is a type of dance. That is, of course, true. And this is how it goes. No, I'm not really going to do that.
I was waiting for that, actually.
Oh, there you go. We're doing it. Is that the mashed potato? Usual suspects. Is that how it goes?
Something like
American
that.
dance.
Fantastic. Facebook has over 400 million members. Is that true or false? We now know it's true. It passed 500 million in 2010. Anyway, the sitcom Phoenix Nights was set in a sports centre. True or false? We know that now to be false. So, bad luck, usual suspects. He's done very well. They're not allowed you looking. Martin, as a result of that perfect performance, you've made winning the prize fund a lot easier. Let's see the final board. Here it is, with no subject categories in the final yet. Because you won the round, you've earned the right to choose 4 categories to add to the board. That's 2 from this round and 2 that rolled over from round 1. Which 4 would you like to play in the final?
First and foremost, I think 2010 World Cup.
2010
World
World Cup goes in.
I travel a lot for my job, so I'll go for countries, I think.
Countries.
Classic films.
Classic films.
And catchphrases.
Catchphrases goes across. Usual suspects, I'm now going to switch you off. We'll see you in the next round. Away they go. Martin, well done by choosing your own categories. You've hopefully made winning the final that much easier. Ready to play the next round whilst you're on a roll?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good, let's play round 3. Your 45 seconds starts now. The Kaibosh is a river in India.
False.
False. Yo-Yo Ma is a world-famous cellist.
I have no clue on that one. I'm going to go for true.
True. Roman troops finally left Britain in the 12th century.
False.
False. And finally, Peter Cook was the first editor of Private Eye.
I'll go for true.
True. And with time to spare, Martin, you've answered all 4 statements. You sounded quite confident about all that.
Not a chance. Can I have the other board back?
Oh, so it really was just, I don't know, so guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, before we reveal exactly how well you've done, it's time to bring back the usual suspects. Hello, usual suspects.
Hello.
Hi.
These were the 4 statements, and next to them are Martin's answers. Angus.
I think he's, again, maybe got perfection. I know B's definitely right, so I think he played at Obama's inauguration. I remember that.
Claire.
Yeah, all looks pretty good to me. I wouldn't change anything.
Mel.
Yeah, I think I'll agree with the team for once.
That means you agree with Angus.
No, something's gone wrong.
OK, Martin, the moment of truth. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's see how many are correct. Close, but not close enough. You failed to achieve perfection, which means that you've let your enemies, the usual suspects, into the game. Usual suspects, can you steal the round? You can see Martin's answers. You need to change just the one.
Peter
What about
Cook.
the kibosh?
Kibosh, you put the kibosh on something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Roman troops?
Well, the 12th century, I mean, did the Roman Empire go on that long? I'm still thinking about Peter Cook.
I think so, too.
Gut feeling, I go for D.
It's the only one that doesn't really sit.
Well, we'll have to go for D then, because we haven't got a lot else to go on, to be honest. Change D from true to false.
D changes from true to
Yeah,
false.
just fault if we're wrong.
Yeah, Angus, you're going to get it.
And A, B and C remain the same as Martin's original answers. Bit of pressure then, Angus.
OK, a little bit of pressure.
Hey, listen, though, imagine, though, if you're right and you've actually won the round for him, there'd be hugs all round, wouldn't there?
No, still nothing.
I didn't think
No
it would.
love in here.
Usual suspects, let's find out what the correct answers are. The Kaibosh is a river in India, true or false? It is false. Yo-Yo Ma is a world-famous cellist. True or false? True. So, Roman troops finally left Britain in the 12th century. True or false? It is false. They left in the 5th century. Brace yourself for the hugs here, Angus. Peter Cook was the first editor of Private Eye. True or false? It is false. Congratulations, usual suspects. You have achieved perfection. In actual fact, Peter Cook never edited Private Eye, although he did give financial assistance every now and again. Martin, the usual suspects have succeeded where you failed and they've stolen the round. Usual suspects, you now have the opportunity to make Martin's chances of winning the prize fund a little bit harder. Let's see the final board. 4 subject categories chosen by Martin, but the usual suspects, because you won the round, you've earned the right to choose the last 2 subject categories to add to the board. Which 2 would you like Martin to play in the final?
He's well-travelled, so I think flags is probably one to avoid, actually.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, personally, inventions.
I am too.
Yeah. Inventions will go over, please.
Inventions goes across.
What about biscuits?
I like biscuits.
Biscuits,
Okay.
please.
Biscuits. Are we? OK. Biscuits goes across into the final. We now know our 6 final categories. They are 2010 World Cup, countries, classic films, catchphrases, inventions and biscuits. OK, guys, it's time to switch you off for the final time. And away they go. What do you reckon? We got
I'm
biscuits,
quite happy with
which you
that
quite
border.
fancied.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I fancy a biscuit.
So
yeah.
inventions is the only one that you haven't really chosen there. OK, well, Martin, for £5,000, it's time to play the final. Martin, this is the all-important final. If you can achieve perfection, you could be leaving with a prize fund of £5,000. If you fail, you'll be leaving with nothing, which is great news for the usual suspects, as one of them could be playing for a rollover of £6,000 in the next game. Let's play the final round. Martin, here are your final 6 categories. You must answer all 6 statements correctly if you want to win the £5,000. Think carefully, there's no time limit, but once you've given an answer, your first answer, it'll be locked in. You ready?
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Let's reveal the first statement. I need you to tell me whether you believe it to be true or false. 2010 World Cup. Paul, the predicting octopus, was born in England.
False.
False. Countries. Portugal has land borders with 2 countries.
False.
False. Classic films. Gone with the Wind was directed by David Lean.
Can we come back to that one? True.
True. Catchphrases. Ooh, you are awful was Frankie Howard's catchphrase.
False.
False. Inventions. Thomas Edison built the first phonograph.
True.
True. And finally, biscuits. Garibaldi biscuits are named after an Italian cook.
I've had a few of those in my time. You an Italian cook? True.
True. Martin, those answers are locked in. Remember, if there is one single mistake, you leave with nothing. Which ones are you worried about?
C, to be honest, way before my time. And F.
All right, well, look, let's bring back the usual suspects and see what they have to say. Usual suspects, you can now see the final 6 statements, and next to them are Martin's answers. Martin, your answers are locked in. You can't change them by yourself, but if you think you've made a mistake, you can unlock the board with the help of the usual suspects. This will, however, obviously come at cost. Usual suspects, I'm now going to ask you to tell me how well you think Martin has done, if you want to help, and if you do, how much it will cost. Remember, you can't refer to any of the statements specifically. Martin, who would you like to hear from first?
Angus first, please.
I think you've done quite well, quite frankly. My question to you is, how many of those are you certain on?
I think I've probably got 4 out of 6.
So you're comfortable with 4?
Yeah.
I think you should ask someone else next, and I'll have a think.
OK. Mel?
Some of them I'm just not sure on, so on that basis I'm not going to be able to help you. Sorry, but I wish you well anyway.
OK, thank you. Claire?
Hi.
Hello.
I think you've done pretty well, Martin. But you didn't sound too confident to me, so I don't know if I want to come down and help you.
2,000?
I don't think so. I'm too afraid. I need to stay here for a bit longer.
Angus? 2,000 on the table?
No.
Fancy it?
I don't feel comfortable enough coming down there. I'm sorry.
How about 2,500?
No, sorry.
OK.
That's as high as you want to go with the offer?
Yeah, I'll go it alone, I think.
Yeah, OK.
I'll go for it. Yeah.
Negotiations are over. None of the usual suspects seem willing to come down, certainly for the amount that you want to offer. You've decided to go on your own. £5,000 at stake, 6 answers away. Let's find out if you've achieved perfection. Remember, if the statement turns green, it's true. If it turns red, it's false. Right, let's start at the top. Paul, the predicting octopus, was born in England. You had to think about this and went for false. What was your thinking on that?
Well, it's definitely a German octopus. Whether he was born in England, I highly doubt it.
Right, so you went for false. It did become probably the most famous thing in the World Cup, didn't it? Paul the Predicting Octopus was born in England. Is that true or false? It's true.
Oh, what mad is that?
Born in Weymouth.
That's mad, isn't it?
Oh, really?
That is random, isn't it?
We had the referee and the octopus, and that was pretty much it when it came to the final. So, sadly, I'm afraid you failed to achieve perfection, and therefore you're not going home with the cash.
Falling at first, never mind.
I wonder whether you've managed to achieve perfection at home. Let's find out, shall we? Portugal has land borders with 2 countries. You said false. Is that true or false? Yes, you were right. It is false. It has just the one, actually, with Spain. Gone with the Wind was directed by David Lean. Is that true or false? You said true. Sadly, it's false. Okay. Do you know what? This was directed by 3 directors, and they were, in case you were interested in knowing, Victor Fleming, George Cukor and Sam Wood. Let's move on. Ooh, you are awful was Frankie Howard's catchphrase. You were fairly confident that this was false because... I
thought it was Dick Emery.
Is it true or false? It is false, and you're right, it was Dick Emery, one of his characters. Usually followed by But I Like Him. Thomas Edison built the first phonograph. You were fairly confident on this too when you said true. Is it true or false? It is actually true. And Garibaldi biscuits are named after an Italian cook. True or false? False, I'm afraid. Italian general Giuseppe Garibaldi. You can think about that next time you're eating a Garibaldi biscuit. Usual suspects, great news for you. The prize fund rolls over to the next game, where one of you could be playing for a total of £6,000. Looking forward to that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Martin, you failed to achieve perfection, so you go home with nothing. But you seem to enjoy the game.
Yeah, it's a great time.
Lovely. Martin, everybody.
Appreciate it. Lovely.
It's now time to meet the next usual suspect, hoping to play perfection today. You usual suspect, please introduce yourself.
My name's Mark. I'm an office manager from Swansea.
Lovely, nice to meet you, Mark. Good luck with the game. Claire, just a quick question. Have you got any Irish ancestry?
I have, yeah. My grandparents are Irish.
I thought so. It's perfect now, in which case we have the usual suspects made up of England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales. So what do you reckon to the usual suspects, Mark?
Oh, well, very shifty, if I'm honest with you, Nick, to be honest. Wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw them.
Good. Well, luckily the game involves no throwing, although between Angus and Mel, it looked like it was going to head in that direction every day again. Nonetheless, best of luck to you all as we find out which one of you, and it could be, Mel, it really could be.
Finally.
Which one of you we randomly picked to play perfection? Chosen, please come and play perfection. Now, welcome to the game.
Thank you. At last.
Well, yeah, at last, yeah, officially our longest-serving usual suspect. Your 12th game, this is.
It is, yeah.
You enjoyed being a usual suspect, though, and being...
Yeah, it's been fun with Angus, bit of banter.
Right, well, look, Mel, it's now you versus the usual suspects. They were your teammates.
Yeah.
They're now your enemies. Here's the good news, is nobody's won the past 5 games. The prize fund currently stands at £6,000. So, if you walk out of here with £6,000, what are you going to spend it on?
I desperately need a new kitchen.
Do you?
Yeah, it's really bad. Although I don't do the cooking.
Do you not?
No,
Who does the cooking?
My other half.
Does it?
He's well trained.
Yeah. So you'd like to get your other half a new kitchen?
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
OK, this is how it works. 3 rounds and a final to come. Usual suspects, we're going to switch you off for now, so you can't see or hear anything, but as soon as Mel makes a mistake, you'll be back in the game. And away they go. Mel, you can now talk through your answers without giving away any vital knowledge.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah, ready as I'll ever be.
Then let's play perfection. Your 45 seconds starts now. The first TV remote control was called Lazy Bones.
I don't know. I'll say false.
False. St Patrick was born in Ireland.
Well, he is a saint of Ireland, isn't he? I would presume it's true then on that basis.
True. Easter Island is located in the South Pacific.
Yeah, I think that is true.
True. And finally, 1984 is a sequel to Orwell's earlier novel, 1974.
I think that's false. I think it was another book. Yeah.
False. With time to spare, Mel, you've answered all 4 statements. How was that?
I don't know, really. Bit potluck, really.
All right, well, before we reveal how well you've done, it's time to bring back the usual suspects. Don't forget, they'll now be able to hear you.
Yeah.
So, usual suspects. These were the 4 statements, and next to them are Mel's answers. Let's start with Angus. How's she done?
I think she's done very well. The only one that I'm thinking is B, possibly. For some reason, I thought maybe he came to Ireland and did his thing, but I'm not sure.
All right, Mel, the moment of truth. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's find out how many you got correct. Just 2 of the 4. Mel, unfortunately, you haven't achieved perfection. You've now let your enemies, the usual suspects, into the game. Usual suspects, can you steal the round? You can see Mel's answers. You need to change 2 of them. But which 2?
B's wrong.
Yep.
So can we change B from true to false?
B changes from true to false. We need 1 more.
I would probably go A.
I would go, yeah, I would agree with that.
Change A?
It's
It
unbelievable as it
sounds some
sounds,
sort of
but-
like American product. Anyway,
So?
I think we'll change A from false to true.
A changes from false to true. Thank you very much. Leaving C and D as Mel first answered. Usual suspects. Let's find out what the correct answers are. The first TV remote control was called Lazy Bones. True or false? Yep.
Well done.
True. Made in 1950. St Patrick was born in Ireland. Is that true or false? Yeah, it is false. Easter Island is located in the South Pacific. True or false? It is, of course, true. And 1984 is a sequel to Orwell's earlier novel, 1974. True or false? It's false. Congratulations, usual suspects. You have achieved perfection. Although Anthony Burgess did write a sequel to 1984 called 1985. Mel, they've managed to succeed where you failed and they've stolen the round. Usual suspects, you now have the opportunity to make Mel's chances of winning the prize fund much harder in the final, and here's how. Mel, appearing is your final board. These 6 blank spaces need to be filled with subject categories. Here are your final round categories, ranging through Oscars, poets, songs and many others in between. Because the usual suspects stole the round from you, they get to choose the 2 categories, hoping to make the final harder for you to win. Usual suspects, which 2 would you like Mel to play in the final?
Get football in there.
If you want, yeah, football. Put football in. Is that?
Football goes across, and...
I'm thinking Oscars, personally.
Okay.
Oscars, please.
Happy.
Yeah.
Oscars goes across too. Thank you very much. Well done, usual suspects. You've won the first round. It's time to switch you off, and we'll see you in round 2. And away they go. Mel, with the usual suspects gone, what do you think of their choices? Football?
Not very good at football.
Right.
But you
and
never
Oscars?
know. Oscars, that might be all right. I do like films. So.
You do?
Yeah.
OK, if you're ready, let's play round 2. Your 45 seconds starts now. Indonesia is made up of over 10,000 islands.
It's quite a lot. I'll say true.
True. The Valley of the Kings is in Greece.
Don't think that is false.
False. Oasis were formed in Liverpool.
No, they're from Manchester, aren't they? I'll say false.
False. And finally, the comedy character Borat is from Turkmenistan.
No, that's false.
False. You seem very confident on that one.
I am on the bottom 2. The other 2, it could be either way, really.
All right, then. Well, look, before we reveal how well you've done, it's time for us to bring back the usual suspects. So, usual suspects, these were the 4 statements. Next to them are Mel's answers. Mark, has she achieved perfection?
I don't think so. I can see definitely that D is wrong. I don't think it's perfection, Nick.
All right, Mel, the moment of truth. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's find out how many you've got correct. Congratulations, Mel. You achieved perfection. You don't do any better than that. 4 out of 4. That's definitely the way to play the game. Let's have a look at those answers, shall we? Indonesia is made up of over 10,000 islands. That's absolutely true. Approximately 14,000 islands is what you're looking at. The Valley of the Kings is in Greece. True or false? We know that now to be false. It is Egypt. Oasis were formed in Liverpool. We know that to be false. They were, of course, a Manchester band. And finally, the comedy character Borat is from Turkmenistan. We know that's false. from Kazakhstan. So, let's see the final board. 2 categories on there at the moment, chosen by the usual suspects. Because you won the round, Mel, you've earned the right to choose the next 2 categories to add to the board. So which 2 do you fancy?
I think songs. I'll go with that.
Songs.
And awards.
And awards. OK, usual suspects. I'm now going to switch you off. We'll see you in the next round. Mel, great round that you just played. 4 out of 4. That's the way to play it?
That wasn't bad, was it?
Should we try and keep that up?
Yeah, yeah.
Good. Let's play round 3. Your 45 seconds starts now. Frank Sinatra had more than 10 UK #1 singles.
I've got his best of album. I'd probably say that was true, actually.
True.
Yeah.
Madame Tussauds lived in the 20th century.
I'll probably say false for that one.
False. Enid Blyton was the creator of Centrinians.
I think she was, actually, yeah, true.
True. And finally, Bill Clinton fought in the Vietnam War.
I can't imagine that to be true. I'll say false.
False. And Mel, you've answered all 4 statements.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about them, really.
Not confident about this one?
No.
Well, before we reveal how well you've done, it's time for us to bring back the usual suspects. So, usual suspects, these are the 4 statements, and next to them are Mel's answers. Claire, how's she done?
I think she's done pretty well. I'm not sure about the Bill Clinton one, but I would have said the same for all the others.
OK. Mel, on the moment of truth, you need to answer all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's find out how many you got correct. Just 2 of the 4. Mel, you haven't achieved perfection, which means you've let the usual suspects into the game. Usual suspects, can you steal the round? You can see Mel's answers. You need to change 2 of them. Which 2 do you want to change?
How about Enid Blyton, the creator of St.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Doesn't it go back further than Enid Blyton? Enid Blyton was 50s. And I really don't think it's Centrinians.
OK, we'll change that, yeah.
OK, I'd change C from true to false, please, Nick.
C changes from true to false. One more?
I can believe that Sinatra maybe had lots and lots of hits, but maybe not 10 UK #1s.
I'd go with that.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
OK, we'll change A from true to false.
A changes from true to false, leaving B and D as Mel first answered. Usual suspects. Let's find out what the correct answers are. Frank Sinatra had more than 10 UK #1 singles. Is that true or false? It's false. Very well reasoned through. In actual fact, he had only 2 #1 singles. Strangers in the Night and 3 Coins in the Fountain. OK, Madame Tussauds lived in the 20th century. True or false? It is false. She was around at the time of the French Revolution, was arrested, and her punishment was to make wax heads of the nobility that were being executed. Enid Blyton was the creator of Centrinians. True or false?
Yes.
False. Created by Ronald Searle. So, ends up with the final one. You know where this is going as well, don't you, usual suspects? Bill Clinton fought in the Vietnam War. True or false? Yep, it's false. Congratulations, usual suspects. You have achieved perfection.
Not bad.
Bill Clinton wasn't drafted for the Vietnam War. Oh dear, Mel, the usual suspects have succeeded where you failed, and they've stolen the round. Usual suspects. You now have the opportunity to make Mel's chances of winning the prize fund much harder. Let's see the final board. So, what would you think is going to trip Mel up in the final?
My personal opinion right now is metals and US geography, but I'd like to hear what you guys have to say.
I'll go with metals.
I was going to go with metals or maybe horse racing.
To be cheeky, it's quite good to have something that one of us knows something about.
I thought you were playing that game, Angus. When you
What do you know about US geography, do you?
I don't know. No, it's not. It's just in terms of bookies, it's just a complete unknown for everyone. I would assume.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Right.
Let's go for metals.
Okay.
Well, we'll go metals.
There seems to be agreement on metals. That goes across. And we need a last one.
France?
France. There's
France.
France.
Okay.
Let's get France in there.
France.
France is going across. Lovely. Thank you very much. We now know our 6 final categories. They are football, Oscars, songs, awards, metals and France. OK, guys, time to switch you off for the final time. And away they go. All right, well, look, for £6,000, Mel, it's time to play the final. Mel, this is the all-important final. If you could achieve perfection, you could be leaving with a prize fund of £6,000. If you fail, you'll be leaving with nothing, which is great news for the usual suspects, because one of them could be playing for a rollover of £7,000 on the next game. Let's play the final round. Mel, here are your final 6 categories. You must answer all 6 statements correctly if you want to win the £6,000. Think carefully, there's no time limit. But once you've given an answer, your first answer, it'll be locked in. Are you ready?
As I'll ever be.
Let's reveal your first statement. Please tell me whether you believe it to be true or false. Football. The motto of Aston Villa is prepared.
I have no clue. I don't live anywhere near that Birmingham area. I'll say false. I really don't know.
False. Oscars. Diana Ross has been nominated for an acting Oscar.
Trying to think what she's been in. I won't be surprised if that's true, actually. I'll say true.
True. Songs. Yes, We Have No Bananas is from The Jungle Book.
I've seen The Jungle Book a few years ago. That doesn't seem to ring a bell at all, that one. I'll probably say false.
False. Awards. Pulitzer Prizes are awarded for achievements in science.
That don't ring a bell either. I'll say false. I don't think that's true.
False. Metals. The melting point of gold is over 1,000 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, again, I don't really know. That's very hot. I'll just guess true.
True. France. The town of Calais was once an English territory.
I know it's very near to England, so it could possibly have been. I'll say true.
True. Mel, those answers are locked in. Remember, if there's one single mistake, you'll leave with nothing. Which ones are you worried about?
All of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Any in particular, or is it really just a general?
The football one is complete and utter guess. I really have no clue.
All right, let's bring back the usual suspects to see what they've got to say. Usual suspects, you can now see the final 6 statements, and next to them are Mel's answers. Mel, your answers are locked in. You can't change them by yourself, but if you think you've made a mistake, you can unlock them with the help of the usual suspects. This will, however, come at a cost.
Yep.
Remember, you can't refer to any of the statements specifically. Mel, who would you like to hear from first?
I better speak to my old friend Angus first.
I think you've done really very well. But I do think there's 1 or 2 you've possibly got wrong. So I was wondering, how confident are you, again, on your answers? Are you
yeah, fairly confident on most of them, yeah.
How many?
I'd say about 4.
OK.
I mean, are you willing to come and help me if I offer you some money?
Yeah, I am.
I'll go arse with you.
4,000.
That in half.
I know.
Well, let me think about it and talk to someone else first.
OK, so we're talking about £6,000 and you're offering 3,000 and he's asking for 4.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go next?
We'll go for Claire, please.
Hi, Dale, you all right?
Hi, I'm all right, thanks, you.
Yeah, good. I think there's a couple that I'm not really sure on, so I don't think it'd be fair if I came and helped you.
Right, that's fair enough, no problem, thanks. And Mark, please.
Right, Mel, on this occasion, I think there's one wrong. There's another one that I'm not too sure on, but I have just joined the game, so I'm going to stay up here this time around, but all the best to you, miss.
Yeah, I don't blame you, yeah.
So it does appear to come down to, after all these games together, it does actually appear to come down to you and Angus again.
Might own, yeah.
Do you want to reopen negotiations? Where were we at before? He was asking for 4,000 of the 6,000.
Yeah.
So that you get 2 and he'd get 4.
Yeah.
What do you want to...
Can you not go to 3.5, Angus?
Well, no, I'm just looking at them, and the risk involved here is quite high, because there's a few I'm not 100% on.
Yeah.
It's a difficult one. It's a difficult. No, look, I have to try and do the best I can. I don't think if I come down, unless it's for crazy money, I think I'm just going to retract my offer. Actually, looking at it.
He
does that every time.
So everyone's definitely out finally, yes?
Oh yeah, I'm out.
What can you do?
Good luck, Mel.
Good luck.
I need it.
Good luck.
All right, Mel, none of the usual suspects are willing to help, so you're on your own. There's £6,000 at stake, 6 answers away. Let's find out if you've achieved perfection. Actually, just before we start this might be interesting, mightn't it? Now that we know and you're locked in and it doesn't make any difference.
Yeah.
Angus, you said that there's one in particular you wanted to come down and change.
Basically, B and F would have been the ones I've been most worried about.
B and F are the ones that you would have changed. So let's have a look at them. A, the motto of Aston Villa is prepared. We're going to skip past that because that's the one you're really worried about. And we'll start with B, the one that Angus would have got you to change. Diana Ross has been nominated for an acting Oscar. You said true. Is it true or false? It is true.
A good start.
She was nominated for Lady Sings the Blues, but didn't win one. So that's a good start, and also shows that probably was best that he didn't come down here, despite you actually trying to throw money at him. So let's press on. Yes, we have no bananas is from Jungle Book. You said that was false, didn't ring any bells.
No.
Is it true or false? It is false. It's from a 1920s Broadway revue called Make It Snappy. OK, let's move on. Pulitzer Prizes were awarded for achievements in science. You said that didn't ring any bells, so you went for false on that one. Is it true or false? It is false. It's awarded for journalism, literature and musical composition, but certainly not science. So here we are, you're halfway towards the £6,000. We're moving on. The melting point of gold is over 1,000 degrees Celsius. Is that true or false? You said true. You need this to turn green. It is true. 4 out of 4. F is another one that Angus would have got you to change if he'd have come down, or certainly have talked about. He was worried about it. The town of Calais was once an English territory. So you went with true. We need this to turn green. Is it true or false? It's true. Owned for 2 centuries until 1558, as recently as that. Well, with 5 out of 5, you're only 1 away from the £6,000, and you've done it all on your own. So we go back to the top, the one that you said you knew nothing about, but you've gone with false. It's a 50-50 chance if you're taking a guess.
Pounding. Yeah, it is.
The motto of Aston Villa is prepared. Is that true or false for £6,000? How harsh is that? 5 out of 6, and you fell on the one. To be honest, you picked it out even when you said it was a round, a really difficult round. You said to yourself, really tough round, but you still picked that out as being the one that you didn't have a clue on, the one that you were really worried about, and you're absolutely right to, because that's the one that's tripped you up. That's the one that's made you lose the money. Mel, I'm afraid you haven't achieved perfection, so you're not going to go home with any cash. Dear, oh dear, usual suspects. That's great news for you. The prize fund rolls over to the next game, where one of you could be playing for a total of £7,000. It's getting big money, isn't it? Mel, I'm afraid you failed to achieve perfection, which means you go home with nothing. Enjoyed playing. Our longest-serving usual suspect. You've been here longest. Had a good time?
It's been really fun, thank you,
Unfortunately, you didn't win something in the end. But ladies and gentlemen, what a great player. Mel. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's all we have time for. Please join us next time when our usual suspects have the chance to play again, this time for £7,000. But remember, 5 out of 6 just isn't good enough. On this show, we only pay for perfection. Goodbye.
From Somerset to Devon in a little open-top number next on BBC Two on the Antiques Road Trip.